Welcome everyone to the World of Warcraft simulated in WorldBox, and today we will observe what we could achieve. So in the last video I settled 4 kingdoms, the human kingdoms here, the Orcs, which is located here, then the forest elves and dwarfs. And I just let them to evolve without wars or anything, just to settle their settlements and then try to get weapons and improve the infrastructure and so on. So you can see here that overall the world age is 329 years. And here we already have some territories to develop. For example, you can see humans have the largest territories available, yeah, as always. Humans like to conquer and occupy. Then we have dwarfs, which are settled near the mountains here. There is also very nice village here, isolated. Just there's only one path through here, and people are living here in peace. And then here we have appeared, actually I haven't created this, it was appeared by itself, another dwarves clan, and now we have 2 of them and they're in alliance ship. And then yeah, I have shown you elves. They're still living in the forest. They don't have so many buildings compared to same dwarves and also another dwarves country, and especially orcs. Orcs are just overpopulated entire island. Look here, how many orcs stuff here, orcs buildings here. You can see also the arena, the normal buildings, a fireplace, some statues. All this statue is related to some aliens. That's quite interesting. Here you can see also the colony on other island. Also lots of buildings. And here separate village of the dwarfs. Each civilization has own army. The biggest army we have from orcs, it's 1.1k. Humans have 895 troops. Elves has also 895, and dwarves has 372 here and 795 here. What's interesting that elves, most of them have quite nice weapons. You can see here they have mithril weapons and mithril. So I haven't given them anything, they just develop by themselves. You can see some of them are even legendary. So actually elves are quite strong. They don't have so much troops, but they are quite strong. They don't have also so much territory and houses. Humans have lots of territories and houses, but the troops are not so strong. If I can find some, you can see they have just normal weapons, well, most of them. You cannot see lots of special weapons that like elf have. No, so you can see that elves, if I just randomly, for example, look here, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually lots of them have so nice weapons. Okay, so now I made them to be friends. So now I will change the rules. Now, in principle, kingdoms can steal the borders of other cities. Then alliance can be forged, betray each other. Yeah, we can also activate this to make the world more natural. So there will be different wars, not only between races, but also between humans. And this will identify who will win in the end. And let's do it without rebellions first. Yeah. So, and here, what we need to do? No. 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 Okay, perfect. Then let's start the simulation. We can see people are walking around. Maybe I make it speed up to 5. And we will observe how it goes. So once something happens, I will return back to you. So up to now, nobody have invaded here, but let's help them in principle. So we know, according to Warcraft, World of Warcraft, orcs doesn't like dwarves very much. Actually, orcs are quite a big problem for every races, but in principle, since they have not so much territories here, we can maybe make them to expand their land to build the horde, because you can see the horde is raising and they don't have enough space. So let's make one thing. Let's make them to fight with dwarfs. So dwarfs have alliance, and let's see what we can get. So I maybe make it a bit slower. We can see that red and yellow started to attack them, and the fire started to raise. Okay, maybe make one so we can see. Increase the sound so we can hear what is going on here. There is a massive war between orcs and dwarfs. Everything is on fire. Now let's make maybe it faster. Oh, the fire is just spreading around. All of them are fighting. You can see it clearly. You can see how the world changes. Oh, okay, but what's going on here? Nothing. Okay, humans are still in peace. Here everything burns from both sides, from dwarf sides and from orc sides. They're fighting with each other. Let's see what kind of weapons have orcs. They also have quite nice mithril weapons and shields. And what about dwarves? Everything on fire. Oh wow, some of the dwarves are quite huge. Oh, okay, one dead. But orcs are quite strong and they have lots of troops. That's interesting. Let's see how it goes further. Here we also have some war on this border, and I think maybe here dwarves are quite winning because lots of houses from the orc side was burned. On the other hand, dwarves are also struggling. Both sides are fighting with arrows to each other, and here fight still goes. Dwarves are suffering a lot. Their all houses are burned, and maybe they are going to lose here, since orcs majority here is advantageous for them. We can see some army actually also here, but okay, no, it's just one troop. And here something happened as well. Something is burning. Probably some dwarf ship was here. Okay, here they also have some ships which are helping. They are supporting from the sea. We can see that they threw some cannons. This is nice. And orcs are also helping. From both sides there are major losses. From dwarves have now 571 troops, and orcs have still just lose 100 troops, which is quite interesting. It seems that they're quite strong. Let's see how far it will go. But here definitely dwarves loses their territory. It will become probably now a part of what was that? It will now become a what is that? Is it some dwarf? What is firing here? Such weird stuff. Eh? Is it tree or what? What? Do you also see it? Yeah, it's so weird. Okay, let's see what's happening here. And yeah, you can see lots of archers from the side of the orcs. Orcs quite strong, and the battle still continues here. Orcs are winning, but someone is throwing something. Yeah, what is that? Some human. Okay, weird. Very weird. Let's look here. Here everything is on fire. Because, okay, orcs are... Oh, wow, what is that? Wow, dwarves have such a legendary stick, magic wand. You can see that the mage of dwarves, that's quite interesting why dwarves have magic, but mage of dwarves tries to fight with the ship, but seems that, okay, it still fights with it. Wow, ship was destroyed. That's insane. Wow. Yeah, from both sides they have losses, of course, you can see it. Both countries are in fire. Here, the tribe is completely on fire. However, here, orcs are winning. Dwarves are still holding their ground, so it's quite difficult for them to get this part of land. But they still do great job here. You also see these trees or whatever is that. That's weird. Okay, the archers went to the land of humans. Or something has happened. What is that? I fear some explosion. Oh, yellow came to help red. Wow, the army is on the way. Wow, what is that? The huge armies running towards the orc side. This is a great war, my friends. Entire army goes to attack. Yeah, my phone is even freezed because of such different explosions and effects which we see here. Dwarves still hold their ground. They lose troops a lot, but they're still alive. What about orcs? Orcs also losing their troops, and these dwarves as well. So we have quite massive fire here. The fight is going now on the territory of the humans, which is not nice. Humans should not be so kind, because some explosions might happen here, there might be some fire. This is not nice. But this land is now a wasteland. Everything is burned here. Dwarves here are... Well, it seems that dwarves here lost the war. There's only one mage left, and he's in principle... Oh wow. He's actually quite strong. He has so many now armor. Oh, but he died. Okay. He was finally killed by someone. Okay, orcs came here. The new troops are coming. Oh, this was under humans' control. Wow, now it goes to who? Oh, now it's... Oh, wow, this land... Humans are so fast. They won this territory. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. But the massive battle is happening here now. Lots of dwarves, the alliance of dwarves, red and yellow, are fighting with the orcs. And this territory goes to the yellow already. That's interesting. What about army of dwarves? Are they going to somehow support them? Because they still have lots of troops. And they're all going to this ship. Why? What they're going to do? Are they going to land on their territory or what? Or maybe the ship will somehow deliver these troops. Let's see. But here the territory does not belong to anyone now. It's just a wasteland. Okay, I see, we see. Lots of troops from orcs are now attacking. Coming also to help here on this side, where the massive army of dwarves are fighting with orcs. Let's see who will win. Maybe we increase the speed a bit, maybe more, and we can see how fast they will reach. But we can see 1, 2, 3. 3 armies of orcs are fighting with 2 armies of dwarves. Okay, let's make it slower and see what's going on. Here is a massive clash. Everything is on fire. Lots of people are dying. The trees are even burning from the elf side, so elves should not let this be. But orcs are actually losing the war. It seems that they have 783, and these guys... Oh, actually both sides are having lots of losses, so let's see who will win in the end. but both sides have lost lots of buildings. The red ones are even lost their colonies here and on the north. However, the main base of the dwarves is still okay. And of the yellow ones as well is still okay. I cannot say this about the orcs because the war now is mainly on their territory. The dwarves push them back, but the orcs are still fighting. So let's see how it will be in the end. Orcs have still lots of troops. Some of the orc troops even sleeping here. Wow, okay. They have a war and they are sleeping here. That's interesting. They're on the land of the humans. And humans does not do anything with this. Interesting. But the war still continues. Dwarves are trying to push orcs as much as possible back. Orcs are trying to kill all the dwarves. And in principle, they have lots of archers, and they have quite interesting battle. It is actually quite a massive battle from both sides. Let's see. Some of them are in the bubbles, which is something like a shield. Yeah, but the fight is going on entire territory, I think, except of here. Here it is wasteland, no more armies left here. The main fight is going on the territory of the elves. Some orcs are here. They surrounded actually orcs have surrounded dwarfs. And the fight is going on. Let's see. What is this? This is elves, and elves are what elves are doing currently. Elves are not doing anything, okay. And what about humans? They are also good. What about orcs? Orcs are fighting with these guys. Okay. Okay, some new troops have arrived from orc side. That's interesting. The massive battle is coming here. Or something exploded. That is interesting. What is that? Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. We will wait a bit and we will see what's going on after some time. I will pause here and then for you it will be just a moment. The battle is still continuous. We can see lots of dwarves and orcs are fighting. It looks really beautiful. Everything is on fire. Let's see whether we can make it faster. The war this year is suffered. You can see, and that's why the elves also were fighting with orcs on this land. But now orcs won on this side. They are trying to finish, but elves are also fighting here. Okay, but now the good question is who are fighting the elves, because it looks like elves are supporting the orcs. That's very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, orcs and elves are allied together against dwarves. Wow, okay. That's interesting. And now orcs are going through the elves territory and fighting these these dwarves. Okay, see that elves and dwarves are fighting with each other. So elves are fighting with orcs against dwarves. You can see experience coming. Everything is on fire. This part of map is completely wasteland. Unfortunately, elves also lost lots of buildings, and here they still lose some because of the fire. But how this fire spreaded? I think that is quite interesting. It looks like the beginning of the World War. There's also some skeletons coming from the Orc side. That is interesting. And dwarves are currently suffering a lot. They don't have much troops. 326 here and 153 here. And orcs have still 500. So in total, they have the same number of troops. Let's see whether at some moment they will stop. But because of the war of the dwarves with orcs, the elves' land is quite struggling a lot. You can see that elves are fighting with okay, maybe they are not fighting with all dwarves. I think they're fighting with everyone who attacks them, their land. So it's not like official war. Because here they're still okay, which is quite weird. But yeah, the land of elves is burning a lot, so elves are actually have struggled a lot during this fight. But it seems that they also take some more land, and the fight here is still going on. So let's see how it will evolve. Yeah, but the fight is actually quite crazy. I have no idea what is this trees here. Is this guy doing it or what? No. Some magic is happening here. Here, who is fighting? Oh, okay, there was an earthquake as well. Yeah, the times are not quite calm. But their land is now more empty. Yeah. The humans, meanwhile, becoming a strong power with their army. They have now more army, and they're expanding to the south. Oh, here one of the buildings already destroyed. That's interesting. The king of the dwarves is dead. But yeah, I want to show you how this war will end. So then we will meet each other in the next episode. Humans are quite strong powers. They don't want to fight in this war. But orcs are losing in principle. Now the fight is on the land of elves and the orcs. Oh, but now what's happening? What is happening here? What has happened here? How has that happened? The entire village burned. How this happened even? I missed something. Okay, there are some human sheep. Some rats, okay. But what is this guy doing? But how their house is burned? Was there some sheep from dwarfs? No, doesn't seem so. Okay, someone made a spell of shield. Wow, okay, that's interesting. They can do this. This is unexpected. And now what's going on? Now there is a fight still going on here. Everyone is attacking. I have no idea of who is someone. Okay, no idea. What is going here? Here we see some humans. We see some orcs. They're trying to rebuild their land. You can see some houses already here. But what's going on here? Okay, let's maybe wait a bit and we will continue in several minutes. I will again, for you it will be like a moment. So welcome back again. We can see that the fight here is almost finished. There are lots of so they use some earthquake and also lightning to strike. And here we can see that most of the buildings are destroyed during the war. However, elves are still fine and humans are even better. We have already 200 troops from dwarves and 155 troops from other dwarves. and only 328. So orcs are quite losing. And here they use also two earthquakes, so you can see that their village is almost destroyed because dwarves were using earthquakes. I didn't know that they have such kind of ability. We can see that they also destroyed using earthquakes their harbor and changed the map landscape here. And here dwarves are attacking orcs. So I think will be the end for orcs now, and dwarves are winning the war. Let's see. So they will be, if orcs will be expelled from this land, this would be interesting because then we can make another video about orcs to invade the earth and trying to destroy entire kingdom. But they still try to actually repair their land, but the number of troops are reducing. And here we have some ship battle. Actually, ship destroys their land, and another ship is fighting with them. So let's see who will win. Okay, the ship of orcs is destroyed, of dwarves is destroyed, and dwarves are currently invading now the entire colony of orcs. They now don't have lots of units left. And dwarves are preparing another magic. I think now all of them will become with bubbles. Yes, now all of them with bubbles. And they're fighting with orcs here. Yeah, but the count of troops is reducing quite drastically. The dwarves have more troops, that is already a fact. So it means that orcs will lose the war in several seconds, maybe more, several minutes. But orcs are going to lose. This land is okay now. This land is controlled by dwarves. However, there is nothing left to survive. Everything is destroyed. Everything is on fire. It's a wasteland. The land of orcs is also a wasteland. Or what's happening here? Is it fire stick or it is a fire stick? Wow. Okay, and now they're using fire to kill the enemies, but they also kill their own troops. That's interesting. Yes, he burns his own race. The mage is crazy. The mage is entirely crazy. Yep. Oh, now there are some elves as well fighting with who? No idea, but all dwarves and elves are fighting with someone. That is interesting. This land now belongs to the yellow dwarves. Will they attack the orcs land? This is an interesting question. And since their land is also small, probably, yeah, orcs are lost. So two armies of dwarves are here, but there's not much troops left. Most of them are concentrated here now. Wow, what has happened here? Okay. This guy has even a wand of skeleton. Wow, they got something interesting. Okay. Who's they are fighting with? Yeah, no idea. But maybe what we can do to avoid such lots of people here, maybe we do it this way. What is that? Okay, they killed. Good. It was lightning there, okay. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I think the orcs are no more interesting for them. Probably, but they're still in war with them. They're going to apply 2 more earthquakes. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Yeah, you see, this is how they destroyed them. They casted earthquakes here. But they have still some troops. And there is no orcs on this land, but with whom they are fighting? This I don't understand. Yeah, seems that this is the end. I think yellows and red does not have enough ship to deliver their troops to the orcs land. And we will see each other then in the next video. And we will observe what will happen next. But in this war, I think humans are the most strongest one. They became the strongest one. They're going to take the entire map probably soon. And elves are also quite strong. The dwarfs lost a lot, but they still have their land alive. And they can get back their houses here. What is this? Why he's attacked? Why he's attacked? Okay, that's weird. Probably he's mad. But yeah, elves actually quite they evolved during the war. And here they're fighting with someone with fire probably. Okay. Yep. Yep. And are dwarves going to build something here? Yes, they started building something here. So let's see. Yellow became quite strong. Red is not so strong now. But yellow was on the most safest position here. And in the end they helped red. And green are in a bad position. They don't have houses. They don't have even wood. Let's see how they're going to proceed with their survival, because their current situation is very bad. They don't have enough resources even. They have some bonds, but yeah, not sure. Maybe at some point they will be again invaded by dwarfs, and this will change. But dwarfs now are taking also some land of elves, on the land of which they had the war. I think elves would not like to have this on their territory, so there might be a war between both of them in the future, while humans are still having a nice life, building more houses, and being very, very rich. Okay, we will see then each other in the next video, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. See you!